I received an email from Melissa, and she is new to endurance sports and was asking me what should she do if she can't afford a heart rate monitor? How can she evaluate her biofeedback indicators? If you have followed me for any period of time, you know in this description box here on YouTube, I've got access to one of our most, probably I would say the most utilized resource, and that is our body analysis spreadsheet. Even if you do have your heart rate monitor, this is a resource that I'd recommend that you pay attention to as well. But I want to stick to the original question. If you don't have a heart rate monitor, how can you evaluate biofeedback indicators to make sure that you're not overtraining or undertraining? If you look at this body analysis illustration here on the screen, you're going to notice that there's a couple variables that I want you to take a look at every single day, and most of them are captured first thing in the morning. When you wake up in the morning, what I want you to do is I want you to get up, go to the restroom and empty your bladder, and then lay back down for a minute or two. The reason why I want you to lay down is because when your feet hit the ground, gravitational pull will cause your heart rate to elevate because your heart's got to offset gravity to bring the unoxygenated blood from your feet back to your heart. So you go and you empty your bladder, that reduces stress on the system. If the body's under any stress, it's going to artificially elevate your resting heart rate. So we empty the bladder, we go back to horizontal, we remove gravitational pull, go back to just putting your finger on the side of your wrist, side of your neck, and just count for 15 seconds. Get that number, multiply it by 4, drop that into your morning resting heart rate. You just emptied your bladder, go back to the scale, step on the scale. What's your morning weight with an empty bladder? Jot that down. How many hours of sleep did you get last night? Jot that down. You're also going to notice on there, what is your color of urine? The first time you empty your bladder in the morning, this is a very important thing for you to remember. If your urine is dark yellow in the morning and you have not taken a multivitamin before bed, because multivitamins tend to contain B vitamins have a tendency to taint your urine yellow. So assuming that you did not take a multivitamin before bed, if your urine is dark in color, you know that that's your body's breaking down of amino acids, breaking down of muscle because of an inadequate amount of amino acids in your diet, predominantly from protein. So stop and think about this. You wake up in the morning, you weigh yourself with an empty bladder, you document your hours of sleep, you get your resting heart rate, you look at the color of your urine, go about your day. Right before you get ready to go to bed, step on the scale with an empty bladder, jot it down. You've got a framework on how to, yesterday coming into today, you've got all of your biofeedback indicators, and then at the end of the day, you've got your last evaluation tool. Now, I've put together videos before, and I'm not going to go through them in a great amount of detail here for the sake of time, but remember, you should always be 3 to 5 pounds heavier at night than you are in the morning. That validates that you're hydrated. Your body weight shouldn't deviate by more than a pound in the morning. Otherwise, that's a sign of inflammation and swelling from food or exercise. You should be getting 8 to 9 hours of sleep, but here's the key. Ideally, you want to be waking up without an alarm. I know logistically that's not always possible, but if you get to bed early enough and your body gets a chance to go through all of its sleep cycles, you should wake up before the alarm and you should feel refreshed. When we're going off of, and obviously without a heart rate monitor, some of this is going to be based off of perception, right? We used to call it the PE scale, the perceived exertion scale. When you're looking at things such as your appetite, if you find that your appetite is suppressed, you're probably overtraining. If you see that your urine is dark yellow and it has a real pungent smell, that tells you that you're not eating enough protein. So when this question came up, I think it's such a good one because yes, we are blessed with these new Garmin dashboards and watches. They give us an incredible amount of detail, but there are ways that you can do it without a watch if the situation, requires it. The hard part about it is stripping the emotion from it. That's why I'm so thankful for the Garmin platform. A lot of times we can talk ourselves out of being tired. That little negative bird on our shoulder, oh, you're being lazy, once again, you're a quitter. All that negative chatter starts to creep in. That's why I'm such a big fan of having it quantified. And if you keep track of that body analysis for a week, a couple months, a quarter, a year, you'll start to get an ebb and flow of, okay, am I eating enough? Am I sleeping enough? Am I training too hard? Am I training too long? I mean, all of this comes back full circle because it wasn't that long ago we didn't have the luxury of the dashboards that we do today. So remember, the link to the body analysis is in the description box here on YouTube. It's under resources. When you click on it, you can actually get access to our sweat rate calculator, body analysis. There's 6 or 7 resources there. We don't do anything with the email address except send you your resource. We don't harvest the email. We don't do anything with it except send you what you requested. But most importantly, please make sure that you're looking at these biofeedback variables on a daily basis, because you're looking for anomalies on a daily basis. You're looking for big deviations. You want to make sure that you're not letting your head either overwork you or underwork you, but keep you in that sweet spot. Every day here on YouTube, we are putting out a video to answer your questions, and I want to thank you for the increase in the number of questions that come in on a daily and a weekly basis. If you happen to have a question, do me a favor, send it to contact@coachrob.com. We put a video out every day here on YouTube, so please subscribe, turn on the notifications. Thank you for your time today, and we certainly look forward to seeing you tomorrow.